Hey everybody,
No.
here's some more TF2. What we're gonna do this time is, as per last time, somebody posted we got a couple comments about stuff people wanted me to do. So I got a couple. I guess probably the main one, the first one at least, was do play Pyro. Talk about when it's right to use certain
I'm no good at that.
combos. Oh, I get crit, of course. But that's actually okay. It gives me time to talk without worrying about trying to kill people.
Swipe pyro.
So yeah, revenge crits are stupid as hell, as I'm probably sure I've said before. I wish the Frontier Justice and Mini Sentries would get a serious overwork. So I want to try and extinguish these dudes. Look at all those delicious points. Like, this Pyro is not going to literally do anything to me. So, I think I might actually go back to their spawn and take out their teleporters, which they undoubtedly have. Like, what do you think you're doing? So yeah, playing Pyro, they wanted to know when it was a good idea to use, certain, like, when was it going to use certain flamethrowers, and so on and so forth. I'm basically just camping the health right now.
Did you get him?
No.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Okay, so, I mean,
That's why
I think probably the best flamethrower in general definitely is the degreaser, for sure, is the best, generally. Reasons that well, let's just go over what there is. I mean, these are basically all of them. I don't have the, whatchamacallit, Phlogistinator, I don't think, unless I missed it. Yeah, oh, I do have the Phlogistinator. Okay, what am I missing? I think this is all of them, then. So basically, we talk about Degreaser, Backburner, Phlogistinator. Rainblower is just reskin regular flamethrower. There's really no reason to use the regular flamethrower, because, I think the Degreaser is better in every single way. I mean, the Degreaser does 10% less damage and 25% less afterburn damage. I don't know how my team didn't cap the point when I was just distracting everybody, but they didn't, apparently. I'm worried about a spy, so that's one really good thing Pyros are good for. Is, you know, looking for spies.
Let's go rape him.
Also for pushing back Ubers. They're quite delightful.
I hate pyros. Let's get out, get out.
Crit flames! So, yeah, I mean, Degreaser, I mean, look at that. The damage wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, I still killed a lot of people. And that wasn't, the damage wasn't the issue. It was the issue really, oh fuck.
It's demo.
I want to try and light this sniper on fire, if possible.
Alright.
I guess I didn't. I mean, you lose a little bit of damage, but look how fast, when I die next, I'll display the weapon speed so you guys can see it. But like, just watch this. That's me just spamming left click. That was like maybe half a second. That's like ridiculously short weapon switch time. And it's super ultra helpful, to be honest. Okay, so they have a teleporter, or not a teleporter, but I really want to like, okay, it's time we should move in. Because, I mean, it's so good. Because you can just quick switch weapons so fast. It's just absurd how fast you can quick switch weapons. It's like fucking instantly. And that's the main reason it's good. I mean, you lose a little bit of damage with the regular flamethrower. Sorry, I haven't been talking that much because I've been really distracted. Playing Pyro is really distracting because they're generally always right up in front of people, it seems, when you're like doing your job kind of correctly. So it's very distracting sometimes. We're switching maps, so it's a good time to talk. But I mean, the weapon speed switch is so ridiculously good that the damage doesn't matter. And okay, and when you're using, this is kind of the wombo combo thing the one guy was asking about. I forget who asked about it, but the degreaser with the extinguisher, the reason why it's so good because you hit them with the degreaser to light them on fire, right? You switch to your melee, your extinguisher, which is it crits when they're on fire, and you just switch to you switch to your extinguisher like instantly, and you just axe them like I did to that engineer at the end. It's just boom, instant, like that's over 200 damage like in like a second. That's ridiculous. That's like a headshot. So I'm gonna display the weapon switching here. So here's the regular flamethrower, how fast its weapon switches. I have to go here, I guess, to swap it out. Okay, so watch this. This is me spamming left click when I switch to my flare gun. You see that? Okay, let's do it at 13. It took like an entire second almost. Here it is with the degreaser. You see how much faster that was? That was like maybe half a second. That was probably at least under half the time. So it's just really fast. And you just switch to it. Switch. Bam. Instant death. It's so good. And with the flare gun, it's also good because the flare gun crits burning people, which I don't agree with. I think it should just mini crit. I wish they would have it so it would crit at really long range, but up close, I think it's kind of stupid that you can just flame somebody, air blast, and then immediately do a flare that quickly, like I was doing to people. And it does. That does basically 125 damage, and that's enough to kill any 125 HP class, like a sniper or a scout or something. Really OP against scouts, the flare gun degreaser combo. Because, I mean, you flare them and you puff them with the air so they can't move as much, and you flare them and they're dead. I'm probably going to go to B. It's probably better to go to B. B is hard to take. It's better just to defend B. I'll probably just wait here, I guess, a little bit, but... so yeah, definitely the weapon speed over trumps the damage. I mean, I've belabored that probably way too much. That should be kind of obvious, I think. I don't really feel the need to, like, try and back that up that much, because it should be fairly obvious. These guys are, like, really bad. Like, I was gonna try and, like, extinguish them, but they were just, like, I don't even know. That was some pretty questionable, movement, or lack thereof. That guy's dead. We are, like, destroying them. So that sniper's trying to snipe me, but... Heavy, no! Okay, this is a very weird exchange. But I'm gonna go and go kill people. They're going A apparently, so I'll go A. I mean, so really the only other two flamethrowers I think are definitely the backburner and the phlogistonator. I would say on a map such as Gravel Pit, this map is super open. You need the Airblast to do stuff. I feel it's really because the main thing about the backburner is just extra damage to their backs. That's why it's called the backburner. So I mean, it's just like flares are just fucking dumb. Like that was dumb. But I mean that's where the flare is definitely better than the shotgun. We're like stomping them really hard. I don't know what they're doing, but it's apparently like nothing is what they're doing. So yeah, that was that spy. I think that's that heavy. I'll leave him alone. He's a nice heavy. But I mean, in these open areas, kind of like out here, you need the air blast for reasons like this soldier. Like you see that pyro is just air blasting the rockets back, and it's like so incredibly effective. It's such an incredibly effective like weapon. You can deflect soldier rockets, you can put other people's fires out. It's ridiculous. The Airblast is what makes the pyro. If you take the Airblast away, you might as well be doing like a soldier or something, because I mean, there'll be more damage anyway. I just Airblasted him so he couldn't get out through the window. Yeah, and so, I mean, look at that. That's such a casual use of the Airblast, just airblasting people in the corners. and it's so extremely effective. Another occasion where the fast weapon switch was really handy. I set that heavy on fire and I hit him with 2 crits. That was basically all of his health. He was overhealed. If he wasn't overhealed, he'd be dead. And, you know, even though he was overhealed, he was basically dead, and my demo man just came in and finished him off. So, I mean, that is definitely the power of... Like, this guy's kind of doing the same loadout I'm doing. It's so good. I would say this is probably the best pyro loadout, other than I would probably switch a shotgun for the flare gun, because I think the shotgun's more reliable, especially at range where the pyro is not as useful. I mean, if you're playing against somebody who's pretty good, it's not gonna be nearly as good at range. The flare gun's not gonna be good at range because if people are any good and can actually dodge. They have a NG back there. So he's dead. I need to like kill this engineer somehow. Like I know he has a mini sentry. Oh, they have a sniper there again. I did not notice that. So yeah, I'm definitely not. If you're in a big open area, you have to have Airblast, and you cannot use the back burner because it costs 50 ammo per Airblast, and it's just not efficient to Airblast a lot. Phlogistonary doesn't even have Airblast. So if you're in a big open area, you have to use the degreaser. There's really no other option other than the regular flamethrower if you don't have the degreaser, because you need the low Airblast cost. If the enemy team has a lot of soldiers and stuff, you need the low Airblast cost. It's just you have to have it. It's ridiculous. So this pyro is like trying to come after me, but it's not going to be that effective. Let's see. So that sniper's on here. He's dead. Like, do you see honestly how fast I killed him? OP, whatever crits. Like I said, they should be removed from the game. You see I killed that sniper really quickly even with the reduced damage. The reduced damage isn't that big of a deal. It's more than worth it for the fast weapon switch. Similarly, the back burner does... Let's look what the back burner does. All it does is it increases Airblast cost, and you do crits from behind. So you lose the freaking... you lose the quick weapon switch, which is a huge problem. It basically makes you have to depend on your flamethrower. And you have to get behind people for it to really be effective. Because if you're not getting behind people, you may as well just be using the degreaser. I mean, if you're not getting behind people, it's essentially the regular flamethrower, but it costs more money. Another cool use of the Airblast is you can kind of Airblast scouts around who are using bonk. He's dead.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get ya. Oh, I didn't get him. Somebody else got him. We have a lot of pyros, which is kind of sucky, but the Phlogistonary as well doesn't have Airblast. It doesn't have it at all. I mean, the backburner at least has it if you absolutely need it, but the Phlogistonary just doesn't have it, which is really dumb. The Phlogistonary is therefore good. I would say if you're going to use the Phlogistonary or the backburner, it has to be when you're in a tiny enclosed area. If you cannot flank the enemy team, you should use the Phlogistonator, probably, but only if the other team doesn't have soldiers. If the enemy team has a lot of soldiers and a lot of demo men, or a lot of pyros, or they're ubering and shit, you need the Airblast to deal with all of those, and you can't give it up even for the possibility of getting like the crit Phlogistonator flames. It's not worth it. Even if you're not that good at Airblast, you can still Airblast an Uber back and save like your entire team. It is so good. That's why like professional players will play Pyro. It's because Pyro has Airblast and they can push Ubers back, they can push explosives back. That is why they're good. That is why they are good. And when you give that up, it really hurts yourself and your team generally. Of course, if the other team doesn't have stuff you to really Airblast, it might be really worth it to where's this scout going? What was I saying? It might be really worth it to not have Airblast if your team is he jumped. If your team is not dealing with the people you need to Airblast, the common targets that need to get Airblast. I almost hit him. We'll just cap this. So that guy's a spy.
Invisibility, Dylan.
So I get crit, of course, because that always happens. I killed that spy, though. I got crit for like 90 health, which really sucked. But, the back burner you can get away with in those situations, but like I said, the problem is if you're approaching from the front, you might as well be using the degreaser, because then you have the weapon switch in case you need it, which you will sometimes, of course. It's just, like, I don't know. Honestly, I want to, like, give a good answer to this question, but to me, the only answer is to use the degreaser in, like, virtually every situation. Because it's that good. It's just so much, like, better than any fucking alternative. I missed. Curses. I almost hit him. We're just gonna head to B. We need to take B. I mean, losing the Airblast is a very serious consideration. It's a very big thing you have to give up for that. Oh, I almost got it, but I got hit by the stickies. That gun should not be hard to take out. Why do we have 5 pyros? This is so aggravating when you have this many pyros. I mean, I guess it's working right now, but we see somebody to blow up that sentry gun and we'll be fine. So, I mean, if you're in enclosed area and you can flank the enemy team and they don't have a ton of soldiers and pyros and shit, you can get away with using the back burner. It might be good in some situations, but generally in those situations, boom. That's all you need to kill them. All you need to kill them is flame extinguisher. That medic will probably burn to death in a second. I mean, it's just you can't get away with using like that's what I'm saying. Use the degreaser. If you're behind people, it does do insane damage. I'll give it that. But generally, you don't need that much damage. Spray, extinguish, and they're dead generally anyway. If they're not dead, they're probably heavy, and you'll probably only need one more unless they're literally in the process of being healed by a medic. Then that's a situation you probably want to back away, because even with the back burner, it's doubtful you could kill them that quickly. The heavy would just turn around, you wouldn't have crits anymore. So, Airblast. Airblast my teammates out. Like, honestly, how fucking useful is that? A lot. That is the answer. We're just going to hit these heavies with flares. Oh. He got me with the crossbow, but you see, I just deflected that soldier's rocket. If I didn't do that, he probably would have hit me with it. I mean, Airblast for the win. And if I was using the back burner, that would have used up a fourth of my ammo, assuming I had max ammo. If I had less than 50, I wouldn't be able to do it. What the hell? It's just you gotta have Airblast as far as I'm concerned. That's why the Phlogistonator is just poop. It's just you wanna know how to beat a Phlogistonator pyro? Go soldier, and surprise, you won every time. Like even at point blank, you won. Even if they pop their thing that gives them more crits, you've won. It just doesn't matter. Because all you have to do is hit them in the feet with a rocket, and then they can't move because they're up in the air. And then it's like, oh, then you kill them. Woo! Like unless they get a complete drop on you, you're gonna kill them. It's just that's what's gonna happen. So I would say virtually always use the degreaser. Unless you're just goofing around. I mean, I'm talking from a very like an optimal perspective. I would say the degreaser is virtually always better. If you if you find you're getting behind the enemy a lot, the back burner can be good because you still have the Airblast option if you absolutely need it. And you lose the weapon switch, but I mean, if it's close quarters, you're not going to be switching weapons probably a whole lot anyway. So that's just as well. The Phlogistonator, even in close quarters, I can't say I'd recommend it. Unless the other team is just honestly so oblivious that you can just walk right up to them without them doing anything. Are those stickies? No. Hit their sniper. I don't know what to do right now. Hit their medic. So I'll support this heavy with my Airblast to extinguish fires if he needs it. And then we just won. And I mean, Airblast, if I didn't have the Airblast trailer, his Pyros could have just rushed me and killed me. Just saying. Just, is that ours? Hey. Hey. I feel like they have a gun somewhere. That might just be ours. I'm just gonna get health quick. But I mean, giving up the Airblast is just impossible. I would say never use the Phlogistonator unless, like I said, you're messing around. It's not worth it. This guy's using the shotgun, so that's the problem with using the flare gun. You're so if you use flare gun and extinguisher, you're so vulnerable to pyros. So I saved my sniper's life. He should not come any closer, frankly. I hit that scout again, so he might actually burn to death. Somebody got him. But yeah, I just saved my sniper's life with the Airblast. Just saying. Like, you can just Airblast those away so easily. I'm out of ammo now, which is really shitty. Like, I couldn't have even air blasted there if I didn't have, if I had the back burner. So air blast once again, saving me damage from that soldier. Fuck, I missed it. I wanted to reflect that, but I was way too low on health to warrant staying there, really. I need to go back and get health. Spot creeping around here. So, flame around. But yeah, I mean, I just can't imagine you legitimately using the back burner or the Phlogistonator. It's just, unless you have a ton of other pyros like I do right now, or like I did. I had a shit ton of other pyros. Oh, thanks for keeping me on here. Oh, he reflected it. Just gonna back up then. Okay, all we have to do is capture C, so that should be pretty easy. Yeah, and I mean, as far as this wombo combo thing goes, I mean, so I could have saved that guy if I didn't fail at life. So get ready to watch for this. Okay, nobody came up. I was gonna say, if nobody came up, I could have just freaking I could have just air blasted them off the top. So I mean, another situation where air blast is ridiculously useful. It's just like, how can you not want the air blast? I mean, using the Phlogistonator is not. I'm believing this way too much. But I mean, if you want to use a flamethrower and you want to actually play well, you have to use a degreaser. That's just all there is to it. There's no other option that will make you as effective. I mean, there are situations where it's like, oh, I wish I had the back burner because I was behind like 5 people and I could have just murdered all of them. It's like, more often than not, you're behind 5 people, and if there's 5 people and they're not distracted, you'll get killed or something. I don't know. It just doesn't, it's just not worth it to wait for such a very specific and not that actually like common occurrence. It's just really, you're really stretching your luck there if you're equipping the back burner specifically so that you can get behind like 5 people. When the Phlogistonator is a little more reliable in terms of the crits because you build the crit bar, but you lose the air blast, so you basically get destroyed by any competent soldier. Like, I mean, those guys aren't that competent, obviously. So I killed him.
Alert. The control point is being captured.
We got people on A. That demo man's laying stickies over there, so I have to go the other way. So I killed the medic. Oh, I got arrowed in my air tank. That shouldn't count. But see, I just instantly killed the fucking demo man. Like, basically instantly. It's just such a good combo. I mean, if you're using the degreaser, I don't know what other melee weapon you use either. I mean, just like, if you want to play serious, you have to have the degreaser, extinguisher. That's like the only option. That is like seriously the best pyro loadout. If anybody has anything they think is better, in general, I mean, obviously in certain situations, a backburner or whatever might be good, but I mean, in general, if you can come up with a better set of weapons that better fits the situation, it's like, I would love to hear it if you think you have something better. In my mind, I don't know, I would be extremely surprised if you had something better. This is the point where I probably run because I don't know what he was doing. He should have not come after me. I'm just running up here to get health. I'm missing 1 point of health. Gotta get it. Might save me. I've lived on 1 health too many times.
Whoops.
So the enemy team is probably coming in through C. So that's where I'll probably go. Let's rush this pyro, and it's like, oh, I had reduced damage. Didn't even matter.
I love that one.
Did not even matter that I had reduced damage. There goes one demo man. Other one's on fire. He is now dead. So flare gun is very useful. The only reason it's working so well is because I'm pretty good shot with it. I mean, if you weren't as good of a shot as me, I mean, you know, use the shotgun. This soldier is going to reload and shoot his rocket. Pretty obvious. I missed him just barely.
13.
So I killed that medic somehow. How is that a headshot? I don't understand it. Well, it's the huntsman. The huntsman can get headshots from anywhere. Like, to me, that would have missed me completely if that had been a sniper shot. I'm pretty sure. That, like, in my mind, that would have been like below my chin and out in front of my chest in real life. Because it looked like it was going to go beneath the bottom right of my screen. But whatever, it's a huntsman. Bullshit happens. I should have airblasted it. I mean, I could have airblasted it for sure. There's no reason I shouldn't have. I couldn't have. Hey. 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 I think that's a soldier with a medic up there. We're just gonna ignore them because I mean, honestly,
Curb stomp.
they have to cap B first before they can do anything
Yeah.
else.
Whoops. I think I'm done though.
So get wrecked. I reflected his own Girardi on him, and he died as a result. So what's up, Airblast? Seriously. All right. The other question somebody might ask about. I've been delaying when to use flamethrowers. You need to use a degreaser. I mean, I'm just saying, if you want to be good, it's like a must-have. Just saying. All right. Oh, there's the part where I just run because I mean, I took a lot of unnecessary damage, so
Squeeze you in, I got a lot.
they're using to deal with that.
Do that.
Apparently a heavy over here. I missed him apparently by a little bit.
You heard me charge towards you and you instantly knew.
Now he's on fire. Now he's dead. So the other question somebody had to ask was how to, like, when to airblast, you know, that sort of a question. All right. So I'm just going to say degreaser's best weapon in virtually every situation. Of course, there are some situations where another weapon's better, but that's like a given. I mean, if you have a situation where there's like one definite weapon that's always better, something like the Like the solemn vow for the medic. It's basically the default melee weapon, but you can see enemy health when you have it out. It's like that's just a straight upgrade.
Put me up.
So extinguish him. So we have a soldier here fucking with my scout. He's dead. Let's see. We're kind of stopping them pretty well.
Oh shit, heavy, don't kill.
Got a scout thinking he's cute over here. Oh fuck, that guy came out of nowhere. Okay, he did die. I'm like, why the hell was a guy allowed to be over there? I feel like we don't have a lot of people at B right now. Like, there's just like 3 people or so. But, okay, so wind to Airblast. Alright. Let's go over the uses of the Airblast. Here's what you can do with the Airblast and why it's so good. You can deflect basically any non-bullet projectile.
Control point is being captured.
So that means arrows, rockets, grenades, stickies, all that stuff. So like, this dude's trying to like shoot rockets at me or something. I don't know why he's on top of that point. That's so greedy. He could be helping take B or something. Okay, so I killed somebody, and that medic's burning. Airblast, so you can deflect basically any non-bullet projectile, right? You can push enemy players around. Is super important. Like I did with that Uber, you can push Uber units around too. So good. But did I forget to mention that when you deflect a projectile, it becomes your projectile, so it will no longer hurt your teammates. Very useful for protecting your teammates, and it also becomes a mini crit shot. So it's like you get a free mini crit shot if you hit somebody with it. So that guy's pretty. Oh, so there's a sniper over there. So he's hiding right there, but I mean I defended the cap point, which is important. So if I were to deflect this arrow, it would become ours. And it's just like, I don't know, super good. So you can push enemy players around as well. You can extinguish your teammates like I was doing. If you hit your teammate who's on fire with it, they're not on fire anymore, and you get a lot of points for that. Like I have 8 bonus points. Basically, all of those are from extinguishing people with the Airblast. I think they actually all are. I mean, I don't know how else I could have gotten bonus points. Like, what's this dude like doing? If that's our guy, he shouldn't be up there. If that's a spy, he shouldn't be up there. It's like, frankly, just no reason. So I really want to go kill this sniper because he's just pissing me off. So if this soldier would stop moving, I could extinguish him, but I need to extinguish this medic. Extinguish him. It's so good. Like, I have 11 bonus points now. I think it's a point literally for every person you extinguish. It's like super ridiculous points. If you want to be a point whore, your team's getting on fire a lot, go pyro. So amazing for points.
Mission ends in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alert.
Overtime.
He's dead. Let it be known. Alright, so yeah, freaking please. Airblast, OP, too good. Actually, I don't think there's anything else you can do with it. I don't think so. But it's super good because you can position enemies right where you want them, and then you can extinguish them, or flare gun them, or shotgun them, or just push them away from your teammates or whatever.
Mission begins in
And you can do this, like, the amount of stuff you can do is just ridiculous. I mean, hopefully you guys see the flare gun enough. I'm going to switch to the shotgun. One interesting thing is you can use the reserve shooter, because what you'll do is first of all, it gives you even faster weapon switch. What you do is you airblast people in the air and you switch to this, and you can mini crit them. It's actually kind of cool. I don't like to use it. I'd much rather use a regular shotgun, because if you need the mini crit to kill them, you might as well just extinguish them, probably. And I mean, if you have the extinguisher, like I should recommend, like if it's like a heavy, airblasting them and doing a mini crit shotgun shot isn't going to be that effective. Not as effective as extinguishing them. And I mean, you might think extinguishing them is like really dangerous because you're so close. But it's like if you're close enough to airblast them, it's not that much more of a risk to close the melee range. In fact, it's probably safer because it's harder to hit targets at melee range because they appear to move faster. You know what I'm saying? So. The case with a shotgun is really good is when there's scouts and they're harder to hit and stuff. Super good. So we basically completely won this point already. Let's see what else. So Airblast is really good. So and that's one of the reasons there's so many uses for it. You want to not have it take a lot of ammo and you want to have it available. So I mean, you have to basically use the degreaser. If you're using the back burner, you'd run out really, really fast. It's like, I mean, this dude is shooting at our teammates. So I'll help shotgun him. Not everybody should have gotten off the point, that's for sure. I guess I'm just going to watch this area. What is this spy doing? He like tried to just face stab me or something? This medic is doing not the best job of leading me. So I mean, I didn't need the reserve shooter there. And the reserve shooter only has 3 shots in it per clip, so if you miss like 2 of your 3, you're in kind of a dangerous position. Where if you miss your 3rd, you could be in some serious shit. Okay, so I'm gonna ignore these dudes. So he died, thank God, because I had no health. So he died, and that would have been a lot harder to do with the flare gun because I would have had to make sure I hit him like dead on. Although the flare gun does have a pretty big hitbox. With the shotgun, you can basically guarantee slight chip damage every time, and when they're burning already, that's pretty effective. He'll probably die from burn damage. Oh no, he's not. See, that should have been an extinguisher. I mean, client side to me, it made the hit noise and everything, but you know, lag and stuff. If they ever make a TF3, I really want them to make melee make more sense from client side. So I don't feel like I'm getting face stabbed. Even because when you get face stabbed, you know on the other person's screen it looked completely legit, like an actual backstab, and it's really frustrating because you know it's like 2 different things. For the other dude, it's like, yeah, I backstabbed that guy. But then you're like, that's bullshit. He wasn't even close to backstabbing me. There are other times where you totally backstab somebody and it doesn't even count. It's like, what the hell? I should not have changed away from my degreaser. That was really stupid, because there was a soldier there, got an airblast, and then I ended up just panic airblasting, which was not effective, of course. So, I have to think about this. Okay, so when to airblast, I'm going to talk about that next. When you're putting fires out and stuff, it's really easy. Basically, just point and click, and they have to be close enough. When you're pushing people around, it can be a little trickier, but they basically go where you're aiming. So that's not that ridiculous. That guy's dead pretty easily. So I can't get close to that heavy right now. Killed him. This server lets you spam medic. So stupid. Okay, but when to deflect projectiles. Alright, we'll try and do that a little bit. I'll wait till I can kind of get an example, hopefully. That's where you air blast. Do you know I still live with 1 HP? I'm telling you guys! Gotta get that last 1 HP. Saves your ass. So our medic's on fire. Hopefully he can heal me up. Oh, that's a brass beast heavy. getting healed too. It's really dumb that our medic wasn't healing me. Like, I know you were healing the scout, but I know it's fun to run fast with a scout, but pyro in that close quarters is probably better, especially considering the scout isn't overhealed and can literally get 2-shot by the brass beast. So it's not that worth it. I don't think so, but it's like I died, and then I saved their demo man. I extinguished him. So one thing I like to do with the Airblast is wait for the sound of the rocket, because this is one thing I've learned, is if you try and wait for you to see the rocket at long ranges, that works perfectly fine. If you're at like long range, just look at the rocket as it's coming towards you. Just try and time it, and the timing literally comes with practice. Freaking, I really want to blow up this sentry gun, because I know there's a sentry gun. Like, we should just rush up there. Like at long range like that, you just see it coming and you can do it, is what you do. So just flame all these nerds down. Push the medic off. He's dead. And we win! Woo! Victory is ours. Freaking, yeah, just Airblast all day. Don't need anything else. Oh, we're switching maps. Pope.